Hello and welcome. I'm Lena Benjamin. You're listening to EmpowerHER Global podcast, where I interview women in business from around the world. Now, today on EmpowerHER Global, I'll be talking to Krishon Labli, CEO and founder at LCS Entertainment, located in North America. So LCS Entertainment is a wine and lifestyle brand dedicated to offering consumers wine, entertainment, and other products and services. The businesses provide consumers with a line of Love Corkscrew wines, and other products added to the lifestyle brand include 6 types of scented candles, which are now available at Target in America, wine-scented body butter, and a cookbook, Your Guide to Tasteful Manners with Love Corkscrew. Welcome, Krishon. Welcome to the EmpowerHER Global Show.
Thank you. Excited to be here from Chicago.
Hey, I'm absolutely delighted to have you. I love Chicago. So what would you love people to know about your business, LCS Entertainment, LLC?
LCS Entertainment was founded by myself years ago, and it's just an amazing, amazing concept that I was very, very lucky to create. And Love Corkscrew is a lifestyle brand. It's wine, and what I would love people to know is that as an African-American woman, I am less than 1% of the whole entire industry as a negotiant. Private label, vineyard, if you will, as an African-American woman. So there's less than 60 of us out of 111,000 in the world. So I do sit in that unicorn space.
Yes.
There's just not many of us at all, and this is a very difficult business. So I just wanted people to know that I'm trying to boom in an amazing industry that doesn't look like me.
And that's absolutely brilliant. I think it's commendable. And for those women who are thinking, it's about going for it, basically, because that's what you advocate as well, isn't it, really?
Oh, just do it. I always say I want to break every glass ceiling so there's no more to be broken. There's no excuse. If I can make it in this type of industry, anybody can make it in anything they want to do.
That's perfect. Brilliant. So your business growth is at the lifestyle stage. The life cycle, I should say, stage of your business is expansion. And at EmpowerHER Global, our definition of expansion is broadening horizons, new countries, and offerings. What progress are you making to expand?
The biggest way for me to expand in my industry is the way of big box stores. So that's where I'm definitely trying to hit the ground running. It's, I would say, a bad word for it, easier, but it's easier to get in more of the boutique shops, the wine shops of the world, and restaurant lists and things like that. But to actually make it in a big box store, that is not only difficult, but that can also lead you into a whole national exposure to a brand, and then international exposure to a brand through these beasts of these stores. I'm talking the Targets of the world, the Sam's Clubs of the world, all the Whole Foods of the world. All these large big box stores are how small businesses can succeed, but can fail at the same time. So you have to be ready.
And you are in Target, so that's a big leap there. When did you get into Target? Is that for the butter? Sorry, go ahead.
This actually just happened. So I just landed Target approximately 3 months ago. But that was 2 years in the making. It was 2 years in the making. And it's with liquor, it's a lot different than a lot of other products. With wine, I have to it's almost like a trial period where they have to see if I will be permanently put into the set, if you will. Yeah. So it's trial, and it's just having people buy it off the shelf. Right now I'm in the Targets in the Chicagoland area, but it's definitely proving that they can expand just bigger and greater and then be put in all the Targets. So it's not easy, but yes, it's definitely I'm getting there. Let's put it that way.
That's absolutely brilliant. So Target in the Chicago area at the moment, and obviously, hopefully, going across all of the states. But the Love Corkscrew wines in particular are in most of the states in the U.S., correct?
So I'm able to ship, yes, to almost all states in the U.S. Via my wine club. So I'm not in stores all across the entire U.S., but I'm definitely able to get to your doorstep. But understand that's also a licensing in itself. So it took me years. Love Corkscrew is going on its 5th year, and I'm just now within the year able to do that. So the liquor industry is such a highly regulated legal process, and to get licensed in each individual state, and then, I'm great to have an importer-exporter license, so I'm definitely have that international connection. But it takes time, it takes a lot of money, and it takes people to buy it off the shelf. So I have to keep selling. They have to, one bottle at a time, as I said.
Perfect. So, and the wine club, I'm going off script here, and I've obviously sent you the questions here, but the wine club in particular, that's able to go internationally, is it?
Not internationally yet, and only because of the price to do that. With international, and as I'm sure you know, is the shipping, that would be astronomical at this point. So until I'm able to actually distribute internationally, right now my wine club is just via the States. But again, with the expansion and growing, that is my next. I know I've gotten inquiries from the UK who would love Corkscrew. Africa would love Corkscrew. Just the name alone, people are going crazy over it. So hopefully I can definitely expand that direction.
Brilliant. We'll talk more about that, actually. I mean, in terms of distribution and having, I guess, a distributor within each of the different countries. Okay, so will you be including additional lifestyle experiences to complement the brand? So I mentioned in my questions to you that I did a Love Corkscrew / Bites wine crawl the second time I was in Chicago. I think it was on the 28th of March, or March 28th, 2015. And I found that it was just a highlight of my trip, basically. Are you doing any more of those as you go further along your journey?
Yes, absolutely. Definitely 2019, I'm going to focus a little more on wine crawls and events. This year, it was a lot of women empowerment events. I got asked to be a part of a lot of events. So whether it be keynote, whether it be TED Talk, I was really, really pressed with my schedule to do a lot of different opportunities around the states to really talk to women and inspire them and tell them a little bit of my story. So I said, since that really capitalized my 2018, I said 2019 I'm going to really focus more on events when I can, because a lot of people told me they missed me doing wine crawls and things like that. But a lot of out-of-state already has booked me for next year for doing type of tastings and things within their state. So and that's what I was going to actually talk to you more about, and we'll probably talk more about that once we finish the interview. The wine tasting would be really good, and the complementing with different foods and that type of thing would be really good, I reckon. I'd love to go to one of those next time I'm in the States. Or if you're going to come to the UK, then that's even better. And we'll talk a bit more about that as well. I'm sure you have. And this is a great question for you, I think, because I heard obviously you've got this cookbook. So what is your favorite recipe in the Love Corkscrew cookbook, and why? And it's so funny. I know this sounds cliche, but I'm going to say I love them all, only because it took me so long to work with the chef to really, really perfect everything that's possible to do. I would say probably the Mongolian beef is amazing. I love it paired with my Cabernet Sauvignon, the beef Wellington. I'm a beef girl. And some of the salads and fish, she just did a great job. So it was done with very, very, very fine-tooth comb. Not only do I recommend Love Corkscrew wines, but my varietal picks in general as a wine enthusiast and expert. So it was such a fun book to do, and it's rare for a wine expert and a chef to actually come together to write a cookbook. Usually the wine expert thinks they're a foodie, and the chef thinks they're a wine expert, so they feel no need to collaborate. So it was an awesome thing, and we're very excited to get that out.
That's absolutely brilliant, and that's what it's all about as well. As we go further into the 21st century, it's about collaboration and partnership. So, and you're a great testament to that. So that's brilliant. And this particular book, cookbook as well. I'm assuming that it will be on Amazon.
Yes, we're actually downloading it. Yeah, on Amazon right now. Of course, it can be purchased from my website, but internationally, yes, it will be hitting Amazon in the next month. So we'll be very excited with that, as well as my candles and my body butter. So it's a whole experience. I call it I always wanted to say I take care of all five senses, and my motto is indulgence knows no boundaries. So it's one cohesive brand that just makes sense and sets the tone for your evening. You have the wine, you have wonderful body butter, you have a candle, and you have a cookbook. So it's a nice evening at home for sure.
Absolutely, the wine and the lifestyle brand, and that's absolutely brilliant. Are you going to put any other add any other products to the product line? I mean, there's plenty there, but that's
yes. There's one more. Yes, one more that I actually launched 3 years back, but I ended up selling out because I didn't know how popular they would be. And that is my last name, Lampley, and it's a cigar line. So I do a cigar line from, I do a wonderful cigar line from the Dominican Republic. I have those hand rolled there, and so they're called Lampleys by Love Corkscrew. I launched it 3 years ago for one summer and sold over 2,000 cigars. Just from doing 3 different events. So I said it's time to bring them back, so I will be relaunching those the first of the month. I'm very excited, the first week in July, probably right after the 4th of July. And they will be hitting for the rest of the summer, and, of course, they'll be great for the fall as gifts. So, yes, that is it. That will complete LCS Entertainment on the product side. But, of course, I always like to do events on that side as well, whether it be Wine Talk, which is a little YouTube that I do, and the Love Seat. So I like to talk wine. I like to talk inspiration, and that's all on my YouTube channel, Love Corkscrew. So it's one company that makes complete sense cohesively.
Fantastic. And I actually remember, because I've obviously been on your website as well, lovecorkscrew.com, and the Lampley cigars, I'm sure I actually partook in a little bit of a cigar smoke when I was in Chicago I think it was on the 28th of March at a bar. I think that was that your bar?
Could have been. Could have been back then. Love Corkscrew has expanded so much since then, but it could have been a bar definitely associated with the brand at the time. But yes, it's a great thing that happens in Chicago where, of course, we enjoy the small bit of summer that we can, but patio cigars and, just hanging and enjoying the sun is a great thing that happens in Chicago. So I look for the brand to expand, and I definitely look forward to expand in different states in that sense.
Perfect. And last question here before we go. What do you love about doing business in the USA and in particular Chicago?
Chicago, it's so funny. You always hear the motto, if you make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah.
Really, if you can make it in Chicago, you can make it anywhere. I swear to you, Chicago is not easy. People are hard on you.
Yeah.
If you make one little mistake, the whole, thing is shot. Then everybody knows, because Chicago we're a big city with like a country mentality, very, very small, close group. Of people within the city of Chicago that like the things you like. So wine drinkers, we all know each other. It's that kind of thing. Restaurant foodies, we all know each other. So Chicago is very, very difficult. But it's one thing about it that I say that to say it makes me work harder. So I know as the expansion comes, it's going to be very, very easy for me to transition into other states. Just even touching foot in other states that have asked me to come to speak, they were like, here, take my money, Krishan. Here, I just want everything you have. Like, please take it. And developing it in Chicago was definitely the test. And it's been a blessing, and it's been amazing, and definitely a lot of growth.
Oh, perfect. The resilience, because you need the resilience in business. And with the wine industry and you being, one, as you say, a unicorn, it can only stretch you, and that helps you to expand.
And it's nonstop. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And it's nonstop resilience. Yes, and I enjoy the challenge, and I look forward to expansion. And there's going to be many more challenges, and that's okay because this is what I chose to do.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. Hold on the line. I'm going to sort of wrap up this podcast, and so thank you very much for your time, Krishon. So you've been listening Thank you. You've been listening to Empower Her Global podcast. So if you visit the site at lenabenjamin.com/Empower Her Global to join the community to receive monthly strategic advice from our qualified strategic advisors, and you can receive a taster session before you subscribe, or you can go directly to empowerherglobal.com. Thank you very much for listening.